Gents, I just want to pause the episode for a moment to let you know about the Strong Men of Value Academy. You will have heard me refer to it a number of times, and I want to bring more attention to it. So this isn't just a program, it's a life-changing environment and community of men who are focused on personal and professional growth. We're looking at areas of relationships, wealth, and health, things to help you thrive and maximize your life. Imagine having bi-monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with myself, weekly group coaching calls, and an incredible brotherhood of high achievers by your side. Now, we're diving into resilience, leadership, and holistic growth to not just succeed in your career, but to thrive in your health and your relationships. Your journey to greatness, it starts here. So join the movement and you can apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. You can head to themanthatcanproject.com to find out more. Welcome to the Daily Deposit Session, a mini-series to help men make small and actionable changes to improve their lives. In each episode, I will share specific actions or habits that you can implement in your daily life to achieve greater success and personal growth. Whether you're looking to improve your health, your relationships, or career, Daily Deposits has got you covered. This is an awesome extension to our long-form conversations that will be dropping from Tuesday to Friday every week. If you get value from these, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and leave a review. Let's take a listen to today's Daily Deposit. Thought I would shake it up today. I'm going to call a mate of mine and someone who has been on the podcast before and ask him what one of his daily deposits to improve his quality of life is. So let's give Bradley Dryburgh a call right now.
G'day, this is Brad.
Bradley, it's Lachie. What's happening, brother?
Hey, mate, I'm just kicking back on the lounge, enjoying a little bit of Saturday chill. How are you?
Mate, that's perfect. I ran a 12K this morning and now just tidying up a few things before a Bucks party.
Oh, Jesus, you're packing it in today, aren't you?
Mate, we'll see how we go. We will see how we go. I don't want to feel too sore for myself and sorry tomorrow, so I might lean on the non-alcoholic beers a bit.
Mate, hold yourself back a little.
1,000%. But brother, I wanted to call you. We've got a new segment on the podcast. You're going to be the first person to grace us on it, which is epic, and it's called the Daily Deposits. And you're a man I know that will have so many daily deposits, but I'd love to just find out one thing that you've been doing or implementing that's been improving your quality of life, what it is, how you came across it, and how it's been benefiting your life.
Mate, I love this question, and I think daily deposit, the idea behind that is so beneficial because I often think, what are the small little deposits that I can make in my own life to improve the quality of my life? And I'd say the one thing that sort of stands out to me over the course of the last couple of months is just bringing the journaling back into my life. I think I found journaling after I read sort of a couple of books that made me think a little bit deeply, and I like sort of writing my thoughts and feelings on paper. And then as I read Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Light,
Great book.
I noticed that as incredible book. I noticed that as he shared his story, one of the things he said in Green Lights was he feels like he journaled a lot of the tough times in his life and he wished that he journaled more of the good. And he said, because often we journal the tough times because the stress, the overwhelm gives us a reason to put that down on paper and to sort of dump our thoughts and feelings out of our mind. He said, but if you journal the good times, when things get tough, you've got a recipe for success to come back to. And that made me think about the importance of the consistency of writing. And so I've sort of brought it back into my life in 2023 without any real structure or motive behind it other than just to put my thoughts on paper and to read them back. And it's been a stressful and busy year for me so far. It's been probably the busiest year of my life with a lot of things on the horizon and a lot of opportunity coming into my world that I'm trying to capitalize on. And as I'm feeling a little stressed and overwhelmed at times by the workload, I think writing and just putting your thoughts on paper allows you to get it out of the cloudy space of your mind. And it was just the other day I was sitting there journaling about the few weeks that I'd had leading up to that day and the few weeks that were to come. And as I was writing all these things down about what I'd been doing, the opportunities I'd been given, what steps in the right direction I was making, I read all these things on the page. Like I literally sat there and read it back to myself. And I had this realization that I'm living my dream life. Like I'm so stressed and overwhelmed by the craziness of it all But outside of those one or two stresses that are clouding my mind and judgment, as I read those words back on paper, I'm like, 3 years ago when I quit my job and decided to pursue what felt like a purpose-driven life, what felt like a life full of passion, these are all the things that I wanted to be doing, and now I'm doing them. But the fact that I'm a little bit stressed over money or I'm stressed over the workload has clouded me to see that. And so I think, it's almost like if you're standing in front of a piece of art and your face is almost pressed against it, you can't see the quality of the big picture. And I think journaling almost allows you to step outside of your mind, to take a few steps back and get a wider perspective of what you're looking at and the way that life is panning out in front of you in the present. And mate, it just made me realize how blessed I am to be living the life I am living right now.
Dude, powerful. So I love,
and it's free. That's the thing. Like it's available to everyone, whether you've got a dodgy notepad at home, too many serviettes or napkins in the cupboard. Literally just get a pen and paper, write down, do it on your phone in your notes. Like everyone's got access to this, which I love. And it can take 30 seconds. You could spend 30 minutes. And I think those daily deposits, the more consistent and easy they are to access, the more it's going to help.
1,000%. And one thing that I love that you said, Brad, was that there's no real structure to it. I feel when we do look at implementing structure with our journaling, often we can find that in itself overwhelming. Like, do I start with Dear Diary, or do I need to ask myself questions, or what does it need to look like? When in reality, it's just start writing. Whatever is the first thing that pops into your head, write it down. It doesn't matter whether it makes 100%. Sense or not, and just go from there.
100%. And mate, sometimes I try to read it back and my writing is like absolute scribble and gibberish and I can't even understand it. But I just feel better for putting it down, Like I think it's that daily consistent thing that no matter how busy my day was, no matter how hectic it was, no matter whether I can feel like I actually know how to put my thoughts into words and sentences on paper that day, just jotting down something makes me feel a whole lot better and a whole lot more clear about where I'm at that moment.
I love it. Man, I really do love it. And you've definitely shared some great points there of how it's improving your life, the simplicity of it. It's free. Anyone who's listening can do it. I also really enjoy, just to throw this on top, I've got some journals from like even 2017. And when I take time to read those back, it's so, I almost laugh to see the stuff that I was dealing with, but it just also shows that what is challenging now in the future, should we, persevere through it, we'll look back and go, that's not even, that doesn't stress me out anymore. I've developed the skills and the resilience and the mindset to, that's just part of daily life now.
Mate, 100%. It's like having an old photo album around the house. You get to reminisce on memories. You get to go back and look and think, far out, what was I doing with my haircut at that time in my life? I'll never do that again. You learn from it. You go, oh, far out, maybe like that style I had back then was kind of cool. I'll go back to that. Like it's a recipe for success. Or it's something to learn from. And that's the beauty of having these things that you can store and keep. And, sometimes I store and keep them, sometimes I don't. I go through seasons where I feel more profound than others. Definitely. And at the moment, I feel like I'm going through a stage where I've just simplified it all for myself. And it's just giving me great clarity. It's making my life simpler.
Love it. Well, mate, I will let you rip back into your day, but I truly appreciate you giving up some time to share that with myself and everyone else. And there's going to be a lot of people out there who are like, all right, I'm keen. I'm going to get some napkins from the cupboard or some paper from somewhere and a pen and just start writing down the first thing that comes to my mind, because with that will come more clarity, and you'll also be able to, reflect on where you're currently at in your life. And if, you're in the position you're in where you're like, my life is actually awesome and I'm living my best life, that's fantastic. And if you look at it and you go, I need to make some changes, that's even better, because now you're aware of that.
Bloody oath.
Rip in and have an awesome weekend, my man.
Mate, you too. All the best, and I hope the sunshine up there in Brizzy's treating you well.
Oh, mate, it's going to be a fantastic day for lawn bowls, that's for sure.
Yeah, good.
See you, brother.
See you, mate. Take it easy.
Bye. If you loved Bradley's short, sharp daily deposit, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if you're getting value from the podcast, please take 30 seconds on whichever platform you're listening to and leave a rating and review. We'll see you tomorrow for another Daily Deposit. Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachie Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time.